Hello everyone, it's Julie at Camelia Crafts Designs. Welcome and welcome back. I'm here today with a Scrapbusters challenge. It's the Scrapbusters challenge, which is run by Melina over at Crafty Scrapper, and it's just basically a challenge to get you using up all your scraps in various ways. Particularly today we're using up book page scraps. I happen to have already had a load of these ripped up and inked, ready to do some collage masterboards, so that came in handy with this one. It helped me get quite a few done in quite a short amount of time. Yeah, I did make the first few while crafting along with Melina, watching her video. So we'll go back in time and you'll be able to see me make most of these. My desk is already a mess. It's like, why tidy a desk to do more of exactly the same? Yeah, so here we go. Let's crack on. So here we are, messy desk. I told you I was starting with a messy desk because I've been crafting along with Melina as I watched the video again. And so this is what I came up with so far, just really basic ones. It is a piece of scrapbook paper with a torn bit of book page. And yeah, and if in case you're wondering what would you do with that, how could you use that, well, I like what Melina said in a video. I'm sure it was that one because I've been watching quite a few of Melina's. Yeah, just sometimes things don't have to have a reason, do they? But there, I've got a little word that's already cut out. Pop that on. You've got a little embellishment. You could pop that on. You could pop it onto a tag, make a pocket. You could make it into an altered paper clip. There's so much you can do with these. And if you've already got this part ready made, yeah, it speeds up the process. And I think sometimes it's easier to have part of an idea than a full idea, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It does to me. So, right, pop them to one side. Now, because I make lots of little things like this all the time anyway, and I like to turn my scraps into circles. I've always got a box full of circles made out of all sorts. I could throw some of these together pretty quick. So I have used part of these. My little circles are there, my big ones are there. And also, I decided to make some masterboards with just torn bits of book page. Well, cut. I cut them on my Tim Holtz wiggly trimmer, as I call it, decal edge trimmer. So I can turn these. I should be able to make a fair few of these embellishments, shouldn't I, straight away? What's that? Oh, I think that's ink. Yeah, I've dipped that in ink somehow, somewhere. Right, let's crack on. Waffle time over. I'm going to just pick one up and start. I'm going to pick that one up. I'm going to round its corners. This is obviously a bit of Timmy paper. I've gone for papers on, well, not a theme, but I've gone for the greeny ones, the grungy ones, because I think these look good grungy. Then I've already pre-ripped up some bits of paper. That one's a little bit too big, but I'm just gonna, yeah, make that a bit smaller. As you can, my fingers are all, yeah, look, they're all covered in ink. I'm already messy and dirty. Yeah, it's took me a long time to get around to doing a video again. Just lots going off this week. My eating broke down again. It's annual winter breakdown. I do live in a rented house, so it's not a big expense when that happens. It's sometimes just messing about and waiting and just being in. And I don't know about you, but do you know, if I know I've got someone coming to do something, an appointment, I can't settle. I don't know why. I'm like, will they come early? Am I going to be in the middle of doing something? It's weird. I'm very unproductive. Well, I say unproductive. I actually did quite a lot of cleaning and tidying this week while I was waiting for people coming to repair things. Now, that's done. I mean, you could pop anything on that to further embellish it. I've got my little folder here that I got from Helen in Australia. No, don't say it, Julie. I was just going to say Australia in a very silly way, but just don't. Just don't. No, I'm not going to do it. Where's my little ones gone? Here we go. So I'm just going to grab a little label. Is that the one I just made? Yeah, I mean, you could just put that on and that's done. You could put a little flower on, a die cut, anything you want. But today we're just going to make these bases. So I'll stop telling you what you could do. Here's what you could have done. I'm just going to grab random pieces. I cut this piece up randomly with my decal edge trimmer, which I'll go out in a minute and cut up another piece. I'm going to ink it up. That looks like it will fit. I just think this is a fabulous thing Melina's come up with to use the book page middles. I mean, we've all got loads of book pages, haven't we? I know I have. I've got enough to last quite a few lifetimes. I mean, all mine so far are just on a theme. One piece of paper on another piece of paper. Melina tucked in some little bits of doily and other bits and bobs like that. I think she got halfway through and she's like, oh, all I've done is little embellishments. I've not done any clusters yet. So I might do a few clusters. I might grab my, yeah, that and all. My stapler, do a few clusters with staplers. I'm just going to, there you go. Not too perfect, but I like it. Right, let's cut some more paper up. I'm going to go for my decal edge trimmer for these. I love this thing. I don't use it enough. Wanted it for so long. Now I've got one. Thank you so much, Pamela. And yeah, I don't use it enough. So I'm going to grab, oh, yeah, that's quite spring-like, but I'm going to cover it up, most of it. So I'm going to cut just the edge off on my in frame, yeah. I'll cut all the edges down so they're deckled. I do have a blade for my really old, going on 30-year-old rotary trimmer now, but it's such a faff altering it, and I use that a lot. You know, for cutting down labels and packaging when I'm packing orders. And it's not a quick change to change the blade. So having this it's fabulous. I love it. Right. Oh, this is going to be a nice big one. We've got some little daffodils. Yeah, there are a couple of flowers I can actually recognise, daffodils, hanging off the edge. I might lay this up with a few things. I'm going to grab one of these. There we go. That's already done. And I'm just going to rip that. Get a little fold where I need to rip it. So yeah, again, that's just one of the things I do when the mojo's missing. I just tore up bits of book page and inked them because I knew I'd use them in an upcoming project. And I always say, great minds think alike. Melina then comes up with a project using them. It's like I was psychic and I knew. No, I'm not. I'm not psychic, I didn't know. It's just that book pages are always handy. I like that. I feel like I want to put something on that now already. And look, I could even just layer it up with another one of those. How nice is that? I like it. I'm not going to glue it permanently though. Right. Got a chunk of straw paper here. That could be a backing, or you could even just put that. Let's do a cluster. Let's do a very random cluster. I'm going to ink the edges. I think I'm inking my fingers more than I'm inking edges. It's because I've got glue on them as well. Yeah, I'm doing a video with minging fingers. Oh, let's have that bit we just tore off edge. And I'm also going to grab anything I've got hanging about on my desk. I've always got like that. I was packing up some tickets in sets of 5, and oops, I cut 4 off. So they are now going to be, and I'm not going to make these perfect. They're going to be quite random. I want a bit of that sticking out, bit of that sticking out there. Yeah, and I'm going to grab my stapler. Get it in, woman. I mean, the staple itself then is a feature. There you go, you've got a cluster. How easy was that? Well, I like this bit of paper I've grabbed out. I think that's from one of the learning how to type books I've got. I think I've used up all the ones that were my own. Yes, once upon a time I did learn to type. I was never very good at it. I didn't listen to the teacher. I knew best. One of the first things she told us was, while you're learning to touch type, which is typing without looking at the keys, do not cheat, as you will pay for it later. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I knew best. Like, I never, ever totally learnt to touch type after that. I think I want a piece of this. I'm going to rip these. So my typing speed was forever held back, but Then they invented computers and auto spell and all that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's just about just using some scraps, getting rid of them. Oh, look, a bit of map paper. I like that. I think they're very interesting. That can go there. That can go there. And get the stapler. I'll put my staple sideways this time. You can turn those into page tabs or anything. Let's rip these up ready for some more. I didn't ink edge that, but I don't think I needed to, did I? Right. Move the decal trimmer, it's in my way. Right, I've got some book page here that I did cut some circles out of. Little tip when you cut in, I don't know if Melina said this, probably. Little tip when you cut in circles from book pages, use a couple of book pages, because sometimes if it's just one, it can get stuck. That's going to get stuck because I've been using a different punch there. Yeah, I just got out some of my punches. I'll show you that punch in a minute. I love it. I'm just going to rip that edge off. It's the punch that makes the paper look like it's been torn from a book. You know, one of those little ring bound, like a ring bound notebook. I often use notebook pages because I love that look on the edge. But there's this punch here that does it for you. I hope I'm not glaring too much because we're in electric light again today. So, we've got a few circles. I might incorporate a few circles now in a cluster. So let's ink them up. Yeah, so, yeah. I had a busy week packing up orders. I've now started every Wednesday. It's like I have the afternoon off and I have a friend come round and we have a cuppa. We used to work together at school where we were dinner ladies, and it's nice. I mean, all those kind of things you stopped doing during all these COVID lockdowns, didn't you? And she has a husband who was classed as extremely vulnerable, so she didn't go out and do a lot and meeting people because she obviously didn't want to take it back to her husband. Now they've had it, they've lived. I've had it, I've lived. We were very lucky to have, I think, the latest strains that were less, severe. So yeah, we've started and we've made it a regular thing. So there's no more one of us not getting round to ringing other one da-de-da-de-da. I'm going to make a cluster out of this one first, I think. And I'm going to use a bit of straw paper, give that a bit of an ink. I'm just rambling and messing while I talk. Ramble, ramble. But apparently you like that, so I'll crack on. I think I want, yeah, I like that. Just random. No special tools needed for this. You don't need that. If you've got a little spiral notebook, grab your ordinary lined paper out, ink it up, stamp on it, do whatever. You can still get exactly the same look. Don't be going on Amazon and buying that punch, because you don't need to. If you want to, of course, you can do it, but you don't need to. There we go. No glue even needed on that. I'm gonna, that's still got a bit of the glue on, the old glue. Yeah, and then I totally and utterly forgot that Friday was teacher training day at school, so I got kids off school. Do you know, sometimes I just can't go out done when kids are at home. One, I actually want to spend a bit of time with them, and two, when they start bickering, I can't concentrate. They didn't actually bicker too much. Oh, kids. Also, it chucked it down with rain all day on Friday, so they couldn't go out and do anything if they wanted. They had decided they wanted to have a chill day. That needs a bit of colour, so I'm going to grab a bit of green. I think this time I'm going to grab a bit of this green. Rip a bit off. There we go. Yeah, and then we went out shopping on Saturday. We went into Sheffield town centre, had a look around some vintage shops, and that's something I've not done, to be quite honest, for a couple of years. Gone into Sheffield, looked around vintage shops, and I were absolutely, utterly shocked at the prices. It seems that it's getting quite popular, isn't it? Charity shops, vintage shops, second-hand shops. I know price for everything's gone up, but I was just so shocked at some of those prices. It was unbelievable. So I ended up buying, and I've not even got them with me to show you. I bought some teeny tiny mini packs of playing cards. They were old. I don't know how old, but they're cute. So you'll see those coming up in a video soon. I'm going to rip that. I think I want another colour of ticket, and I know I'll have some hanging about here. I've always got all sorts of stuff hanging about. What have we got here? Look at this. Things. Don't even know what that is. That can go in a cluster. That's a half-made book plate. What else we got here? Oh, this was from a recent video where I did banners. Oh yeah, that can go in a cluster. There you go. We'll incorporate these with our book page middles. Grab a bit more book page. So yeah, we had a nice day. A very nice day. Even if we didn't spend as much as we thought. I think we need to get looking in some shops that aren't in the city centre. I think that just fact that they're in the city centre increases its price, doesn't it? I mean, we're lucky to have some local charity shops that have good prices. We need to get up to those, I think. I'm just randomly inking some of these that I think I'm going to incorporate in these clusters. No idea what that were. I think it was middle out of a frame that I cut. That's that. And I like that. There we go. And like I say, you can just put a sentiment over these if you do, or use them as are. I like this one. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's got like, I think, I've no idea, some kind of tag. I don't understand it. With one of those little die sets you get from AliExpress, and I hadn't a clue what some of them were. But I'm going to leave that hole. I need to take that off my finger. I'm going to leave that hole so that I can pop something in it at a later time, should I wish. I think I want that a bit smaller. Show a little bit more of that paper. I hope I'm filming. All the rabbiting I've done. Yeah. Got a bit rusty again lately. Anyway, thank you to everyone who has bought from my Etsy shop. I didn't press that stapling hard enough, did I? Oh, one thing to know, if you do buy from my Etsy shop, just put me a little note on order, let me know that you do watch me on YouTube. Because I recognise some of your names. You have similar... Oh, I've run out of staples. No, I haven't. Why is it not working? I'm not pressing it hard enough. I was tickling it instead of chomping it. Yeah. Put me a little note on it that you watch me on YouTube. Because I always like to put a little bit of something extra in with my orders. And if I know you watch me on YouTube, you'll get better extras, if that makes sense. Yeah. So if I catch that you are a viewer, I will. Yeah. Pop something nice in. Particularly things that you might have seen me make on camera. Because if you wonder what I do with all that stuff that I make, yeah, just a lot of it ends up randomly getting put in with orders. Right. Grab a bit of ready ink book page for this. I'm going to put book page behind on this one, I think. I like how that goes with that orange. Yeah, that could be a cluster or a book plate, couldn't it? There we go. How easy are these? I've no idea how many I've made. I don't even know what I've made. I'm going to grab some of these out now. I like working in a bit of a mess like this. I know a lot of you have commented that, yeah, you also end up working in a little 6-inch space. The desk around me is not too bad. I did tidy it a little bit, so I have at least got room. I like that. Looks like a flower. I think I want something in it. I like that. That looks good. Do I want to staple it or do I want to glue it? I'm going to staple it. There we go. Cute. And that one needs something else on it. I think I'm going to cut a circle of this. I do like this. I've got all my circle punches out in various sizes. 1 3/4 that is. So if I get my 1.5 inch one, yeah, that's something I've been doing over the last few years. My popular smaller circles that I use a lot, rather than having to faff about with dies, I've just been upgrading them to circle punches. And I love these EK Success ones. They close up and they stack. They're the same ones that Stampin' Up have, aren't they? They're just a slightly different colour. So I think, I've said it before, I think EK Success make those punches for Stampin' Up. I like that. I think I'm just going to glue this one though. I'm going to use my art glitter because these are bits of card. I know this one hasn't got a bit of book page on yet. I'm going to put one on the front. That way I think. Although at the minute, really doesn't have to go a particular way, does it? And then I've got another book page circle. I think I like that one better. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I like it. I'll do this. This is really thin book page, so I'm going to do this one with my... What's it, my jig? Yeah, that. What's it called? It's a glue stick. Of course it is, woman. Ooh. Oh, I've had a few questions in my comments recently about what glues I've used in particular videos. And if you want to ask me a question in an old video about something I've used in particular, if you notice at what point in the video it is, put the time. Say if it were like 30 minutes into the video, put that time, then it helps me find it easier. I had one and I couldn't even find using a dry adhesive. So what I did is I listed the dry adhesives that I use. I use a Crafter's Companion little tape runner, and I also use these. These are Scotch ATG guns. They're not the cheapest of things to buy, and in the UK the rolls are not the cheapest, but I believe that's a different case in US. It's a lot more affordable to get the tape refills, and they just work like this. Let's make one with this. Ooh, let's put some on that. Long thin strip. Whee! You press the trigger and there you go, you've got tape. I used to use these all the time when I made mini albums. And yeah, they are very handy. It's permanent, acid-free, archival, quality adhesive. I'm going to pop that on here. Then I'll cut round it. We like. I'm even going to go freehand, cut round it with scissors. Then because I didn't stick it on straight. Oh, that's so wonky, but we like a bit of wonky now and again. There you go. So I hope that answers. I can't remember who asked it. You know me. It's not ignorance that I can't remember your name. I just can't remember anything for 2 seconds flat. I forget so much. I think it helps you not be stressed. If you can't remember your problems, you're not going to stress about them, are you? Yay! Right. So let's just have a quick look. This pile is just, yeah, we've got a right little pile piling up here, haven't we? I'm liking. So I've gone mad on clusters there. Now let's do some more of these. Yeah. Yeah, if you're watching this, please pop over and look at Melina's video, particularly at this point, because if you've not watched Melina before, you might not know. But Melina is Miss E's daughter at Scrapbooking with Me, and they have yeah, Edith has just recently lost her husband, who is Melina's dad, and they're not at full speed. And it is their sole income, their shop, Scrapbooking with Me, and their YouTube channels, that's their income. So go over, have a binge watch as much as you can. And she's got some fabulous videos, so you're going to enjoy them. And I know a lot of my subscribers are here. Oh, I like that. I do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to staple it. Are here because you have been sent over by Miss E and Melina. So yeah, I'm not going to dwell more on that fact, but yeah, because it's just, yeah, words fail me with things like that. I'm not the kind of person who, yeah, so yeah, that's it. And that's all I've got to say about that. It's not a good situation, is it? So let's get back on making some of these clusters. Whee, I'm being very random. Do you know, I'm not even thinking about half the stuff I'm sticking together. But I find making things like this on video, I find it much easier because I don't overthink. And I end up with much nicer stuff than when I make them not on video. If that makes any sense whatsoever. So yeah, I'm just here for a ramble today. A mess and a ramble. Whee. And we got a wee in, didn't we? There we go. I do like the bits of Timmy paper cut up. So I've inked the back of that. I've, yeah, done the corners on the back of that. And that one I'm just going to staple. Oh, I'm loving this stapler. It's one of those staples that works better if you have it on the table. And I keep picking it up. I ought to get my other stapler out, actually. This is one, look. Woohoo! It twists round so you can staple it middle of things. You know, if you were making a little booklet, rather than having to fold the paper up to get the middle stapled, it will reach. Look, I'll show you what I mean. Do I know what I mean? Sometimes I'm not sure I do. How's it go? Dear woman, what you doing? There we go. Just do it. Show them what you mean. Dee-dee. Can you see what I mean? Can you see what I mean? If you want to staple a booklet, you can. It baffles my brain. I know what this does, but using it, there you go. An impromptu little booklet right in the middle of making clusters. I hadn't even separated them pages, so it's not a booklet, is it? It's just an effort. There we go. Oh, look. So it helps me make booklets much easier. And that, I got that off Amazon in UK. I can't find the same one in US. But it was something like £3.50. Like, whoa, what a bargain. Anyway, I sound like I'm selling you a stapler. I'm not. But when I get something that's really cheap, I get giddy about it. Especially in this day and age when we're all trying to save a bob or two, aren't we? Right. Here we go. We weren't supposed to be making clusters. And then I went all clustered into. Let's do that. I could make these all day. I really could. We'll have the roses the right way up. There we go. Okay, I've lost my glue book now. I just throw things about. You know, when I've done with them, one or two of you have mentioned it. I think it's funny. I throw things, and that's probably why half the time I can't find stuff. So I've chucked it. There you go. Right, I'm going to do some now with my wiggly edge punch. Here we go. I got that one. I got this one out as well. Now, if you've got a punch with a doily edge and you haven't got any real doilies, yeah, you could make a few. Bob over, have a look at Melina's. She used some bits of doilies on hers. I think I've got some real doily, actually. yeah, I've got a crease one there. This is me. Oh, I've got a square one there. Oh, I've got a bright orange ticket there. Yeah, tickets end up in here when I can't count. Oh, I like that bit of... Oh, another bit of book page. There you go, I've got even more scraps out now. Whee! Oh, what's that? Not sure, it looks foreign. Not sure if that's a real book page or part of some ephemera from your creative studio. So I'm going to grab... I think I want this one. I'm going to grab a big piece. Oh, look, I'm freehanding this one. This is why sometimes I just get the trimmer out, because I'm going to keep nibbling down at this till it looks straight, and it's going to be like 1 inch square by the time I've done. But I'm over everything being perfect and straight. I'm going to round the corners. I'm going to grab a piece of book page. I've got one here that I don't know why, but I'd cut all edges off it. Here we go. Don't know, I must have needed them for something. So I'm going to grab this. This is my one that gives the look as though it's a... And I'm not going to make a continuous strip. I ain't got time to line that up. Then I can just rip that. They're looking good. I'm going to rip it there. And I'll rip it again about there. I'll get a little fold to rip across. I do love that punch. I've had that quite a few years. I don't even know whether it's still available. Whee. This one will be screaming out for something else on it, won't it? Because it's such a big one. I like that. Grab your glue book back, woman. Light still okay, seems to be. I think I've cracked the light in. I do have some lights. It's just I've not used them since last winter, and like I say, I had to relearn how to use them. What's that saying? If you don't use it, you lose it. That just applies to me on an annual basis. Well, a daily basis, a weekly basis. It just applies to me. Right, I really like that. I think I need to put something else on. Not that. I do like the orange with the green. I think this needs to be a layered up one. No. Oh, I want to cut a circle out of that. Let's see if I can do it. I'm going to grab my 1 inch circle. It'd have probably been easier to cut this if I got them on a strip still. Yeah, use them on strip, woman. Make your life a bit easier. Oh yeah, I'm going to get the 11 and the hole. I like that. Yes. Because that was just looking too big and too... Yeah. Too empty. And I've got a 1 1/4 inch punch somewhere. I mean, you can tear this. You don't have to use the circle punches. I do have a 1 1/4 inch punch somewhere. Because I've used it. Where's it gone? I've done it again. I have not moved. A punch is not something I would have thrown. So I've not lost it like that. Here it is. It's under my glue book. Silly woman. And do I like that colour? No. I think I like that. That might look good on it. Or will it just look better if I use the same one? Use same one. See what it looks like. If it doesn't look good on that, you can pop it on something else, can't you? I like that. So let's ink it up and use it. And then I'll probably... I could make that into a little tuck. Yes, I'm going to make it into a tuck. Grab your glue book, woman. Okay, well, where's it gone? Which side did I throw it to? The reason I like glue stick, it's like its own little built-in pickup stick, isn't it? I could either just staple that on there. I'm going to staple it 'cause, like I said, I like the look of a staple. And then if I staple it across corner there, it will make a little tuck spot. Yay! We like that. We're not going to keep that tucked in, but there we go. Liking that one. Much bigger than my others, but... Right, now these, what I've punched out, I want to use these as well. I will cut a piece for that. I think I'm going to get my trimmer out for that one. Let's get the straight edge trimmer out. I really couldn't make anything straight out of that. Or even straight-ish. Straight-ish would not happen with that. Right. There we go. We'll use that. I think I'm going to round corners. Oh, that's nice. But not today, Josephine. There's a hair. No, it's not a hair. It's a little bit of paper. Grab your corner punch. I started off with all my punches all stacked up, all neatly. And now it's just like, yeah, it looks like a lorry load of punches has crashed and they all landed on my desk. Well, this is going to be another big one. And I want to put some of these on it. I've got one of them sticky pickup sticks. I need to grab that to pick them up. I really need to sort out my pencil tub. It's got that much stuff in it. There we go. Oh, if we have it that way. Do, 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 do. I keep humming that song. Apparently it's from I Dream of Gina, but sometimes I just can't stop it. I think I want a bit on each side. Yeah, and then I'm going to put some book page over. That's not inked, so it will show up nicely. There we go. I'm going to grab my art glitter. Hopefully it's not clogged. Let's test it. Because I didn't put my pin in. Why would I put my pin in? I can see this going wrong. It's going to fall off my sticky thing and end up at wrong place. Hold it, woman, hold it. I'm really into realms of faffing now. We are well into the realms of faffage. Oh, yeah, sticky finger helps. Sticky fingers. There we go. I don't want to put too much glue on. There we go. Grab. I'm going to see if I've got one of these random pieces. Perfect, that. Obviously a bit too long, but I can live with that. Rip it off. Ink it some more. I just like them sticking out. Grab your glue book again. Oh, slight craft lunch. I'd propped up my trimmer and it just decided it didn't want to be propped up anymore. It wanted to lay flat. I get like that when I'm tired. I don't want to stand up anymore. I'm just going to lay down. Right. I quite like that. And then I did have another little piece of it that I want. Can't find that. I could always make another, but there were a little bit of it hanging about and I've lost it. Where could it be? Make another bit. Oh, here we go. I just wanted to pop another bit down at bottom. I don't know why I just did. And I think I want to ink this one. This is taking using scraps to extreme, this, isn't it? But hey ho. That side. Put it that side. It can be upside down. And again, I'd probably pop an embellishment on this before it went in a journal. There we go. Straighten that smidge in. I'm over completely straight though. Right. I want to make a few now with a bit of doily on, and then I think I'm going to call it a day. I don't think I want to use the white doily. I like this brown one. I'm just going to... This ended up in my stash because it got all creased, as you can see, and edges battered. So I wouldn't have put it in a journal as a page. It was destined for ripping up. Right, we've got this here, haven't we? This banner that I got out. So I need to use it. I think I'll put a bit of doily and a bit of book page on this. Yeah, just tear that down a little. That can go there. And I'll put the book page in the middle. Doesn't have to be a banner shaped piece. In fact, that piece that we tore off looks good to me. Glue book. I'll remember which side I'd put it at this time. Right. There we go. I quite like that. Top idea, Melina. Top idea. Yeah, that idea we lifted straight from Melina's. It's one of those things, you can do exactly the same thing and yours will look completely different. Right. One more in this flowery paper, methinks. Where's it gone? Here we go. Oh, I like that piece. I think I could turn that if I straightened it into a journal card. So I'll leave that piece. I've got a smaller bit of it here. Here we go. Yeah, we'll do a ripped edge on this, I think. So we've got a mix. We've got some ripped edge, some straight edge, and we've got some with the decal edge trimmer. You can get scissors that do the exact same thing. I've got some. I used to forget to use them or lose them. It's harder to lose a full-size trimmer. Right. We'll pop you on the edge again and then put some book page over. These are just so simple, so easy, but yet so effective. And like Melina says, you don't even have to do anything with them. Put a little bit of silliness in your journal. Right. Have I got a piece the right size? Yeah. That can be used for something else. So a little bit more off that, I think. No, I'm not showing enough of that doily, I'm afraid, so I'm going to keep nibbling edge off till it looks how I want it. I will put that in bin. I'm not saving a bit that small. I like that. And we need the glue stick for this. And I think, people, that will be my last one. Yeah, I like. Right, there we go. Let's move. Oh, I never put that tab on one, did I? Just one more. I know I said it was my last one, but just one more. I'm like a kid, innit? I'm playing on swings. Just one more, Mum. Just one more push. Just one more go. Yeah. I've got to put that tab on something. It's already inked. It didn't make it to its last project. I really can't put that back in the box again unused because it'll break my heart. It won't really, but there you go. Could we make a really big one? Could, but not too big. So I'm going to put that tab on first. So you could put this as a page edge and then it would be a tab as well. I didn't ink that edge, did I? Just quickly do it. There we go. And we'll find a bit of paper for that. Oh, that one looks good. Yeah, I think I want it wide. I want it going over onto that tab. That's not long enough. I mean, you obviously won't have this problem. Just rip a piece and stick it on. Oh, look at that. That could have been made for this, couldn't it? Well, it's not a problem. That just saved me a lot of time ripping. Because I'd made so many random pieces. And what's left, I will just collage onto a masterboard. They make great bases for tags or even journal covers. Anything, anything. There's always an endless list of what you could do with all these things, isn't there? Right. I like that. That's pretty. Right, I've now finished. I'm not doing another. Put lid on your glue. Good girl. So, here we go. Wow. I think I made a few more than I thought. They're the ones I made before. We'll bring those in though. Oh, we made that one today, didn't we? I've not put lid on my sticky thing. And then we've got all these little clusters. I think I'm quite productive. I made all those while waffling 10 to a dozen. Oh, there's even more here that I made. I can't remember which I made before and which I've made on camera now. So we'll bring them all in. Love them. Right, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope the waffle was understandable. I know we're in rare waffling form today. So yeah, give them a whirl. Pop over, give Melina some love. Watch hers. Go and watch Missy. Yeah, they both do wonderful videos. And I've done for a lot longer than I have. So thank you everyone for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.